But you can see here, look at how amazing this is. Look at how amazing. And this has to do as well with the variety, with the system that we planted, but also the variety. Look at that. This was one eye. This was one Napier grass eye. And we can count how it's multiplied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can see 9 shoots from one eye.
Forget about sustainability. You want to enrich ecosystems.
Every being is equipped to live a positive, energetic balance.
Keep it pruned.
We are cultivating abundance.
Not a problem to cut down trees. The problem is not planting them.
Hey, what's up, Agroforestry Academy crew? We're back here at Situ de Jazz. We're here by this system where we've established Napier grass through the vegetable system. There's some really cool stuff. We're going to be catching up on that today. Alright, before we get into it, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell so you can be the first to know when the video's out. Do so now, right? And if you haven't checked out all the cool stuff that we're doing with the Patreon crew, do so. Alright, check it out. We're here. Here's the link, the card. Go check it out, our Patreon program as well. So let's get into it. It's been a rainy season. I've been waiting for the rain to ease up on me, but I have to get on with it because it doesn't look like it's gonna happen basically. But we've had some really cool stuff happening even though the rain has arrived. Things like the tomatoes that don't usually like the rain, it's producing like mad. And obviously, the Napier grass is now really established and ready to go. So let's get into it and have a quick look. Alright, so we're going to be looking at the system in different stages. We planted a sector at the top there, and now we've been planting sectors from the bottom up, and we're about to meet. Okay, so here recently planted some seeds and some seedlings. Some Italian tomatoes, some cucumber. These cucumbers, they're like they're crawling cucumbers. So with the crawling tomatoes as well, we're not going to tie anything up. We've planted some sunflowers as well. Sunflower, for my daughter's hamster. So we're going to take a yearly supply of hamster feed here in 2 of these beds. We've got the cassavas going on as well, and we've got some corn. So that's some real cool stuff there. And we planted, some of the Napier grass in the edge. We planted the Napier grass in the edge a full 15 days ago, actually, maybe 10 days ago, because the seedlings were available. So that was planted a little bit earlier. So we can see where it's popping up already, really nice, you see. So this has been an interesting process where we're actually covering the soil with silage. It's been real unfortunate for us here, where our silage, we put them into compacted bags, and what happened was the rats had basically, had their say, wanted their share, and they've made holes on practically the most of our silage. They've gone in and dug in to the plastic bags, and that's been really unfortunate. What can I say? We've got the cats around and things like that, but it's still a rat or two around, and mice or whatever. But so some of the silage, we've not played around with it, we've not fed it to the animals, and we've made, it's returning to the soil. It's been real unfortunate with all the labor that we had to produce this silage. But so we're hoping to really harvest all this energy back. As you can see, that the corridor is really nicely covered. Just general, just general grasses and stuff like that. Just general cut of grass that was here locally before we introduced these beds. So again, we've been planting lots of tomatoes this year in this system here. planted the tomatoes again. We've put the seeds of the sunflower and the corn. All right, we've got the cassavas going there. In this particular bed, we've not finished. We're still putting in the cassavas here. I'm basically putting in cassavas everywhere. In this case here, we've planted lettuce as well. All right, and we've gone ahead and we've planted rockets as well by seed. So the rockets should be popping up soon as well. So we've really densed up on this situation because we've got the physical shop going on. We have demand for all this lettuce and things like that. So yeah, I'm really trying to fill in the gaps right now. In this situation here, we've got the beets and we've got the, wow, I'm gonna research the English name and put it here. And we've got the purple lettuce as well in the edges here, and the cassavas and things like that as well. So that's going on, and we've just recently planted the elephant grass there in this situation here. Similar here we can see the rocket popping up already. We've planted rocket with the lettuce here. Yeah, tomatoes, a lot of the tomatoes, double line of tomatoes every 40 centimeters, really dense. You see what happens in an older system. Here we've got a couple of beds prepared so that we can plant already. Now, so here in this plot here, this is the youngest bed to the oldest bed. So let's have a look. So we've got those courgettes, yeah, we've got those courgettes coming up. So we're going to start harvesting these ones now, okay. We've got the tomatoes there as well, all right. See there, the tomatoes, and we've got yeah, the cassava's got a legacy here, really nice. Our Napier grass, this one here, hasn't been cut yet, so it's fresh. So this is about a 4-week-old system. Maximum, haven't got the exact date, but maximum. So yeah, everything's looking really healthy. The courgettes are everywhere, and you know, the tomatoes are flowering. This was a double line of courgettes with one line of tomatoes in the center, okay. And in the center, the cassavas, and in the borders, both borders, the elephant grass. Yeah, so today this courgette harvest, it's going to be our first courgette harvest on this plot. And the tomatoes should wait around. In about 10 days we start looking at the first few that are coming out. On the next bed there, I've done differently. I've done the courgette in the center and double lines of tomatoes. So yeah, and we've got some coriander and things like that going on that bed as well, filling in some gaps. We harvested some of that coriander before it closed up, but yeah, it's still gotta shine through. Let me try get in there without stepping in the wrong. Oh, it's not ideal from here. Let me go around. Yeah, so we've got the coriander going on there. Nice thing about coriander, yes, the seeds are really good as well. So if it does go ahead and seed, that's going to be great as well. It's great flavor. So as you can see there, double lines of tomatoes. So here the tomatoes more dense, and the courgettes are in the center. So here as well, double lines of tomato. Yeah, here double line of tomatoes. We've been harvesting a lot of rocket here, and yeah, no courgettes in this case. What we do have really interesting from this plot here is that, look, we had our first Napier grass cut yesterday. Look at that. I mean, I'm going to put my hands here so we can put it into perspective. You know, a full, if we've cut it down there where my little finger is, a full 10 centimeters. A full 10 centimeters. Look at that. We've cut it down there, a full 10 centimeters. A good 10 centimeters there. So the tomatoes are coming through really nice, you know. Like I said, I don't like, not that I don't like it, it's, you know, the costs of tying them up and things like that. For me here, it doesn't pay off, right? Yeah, sure, if you tie them up, you know, you can have a nice, great harvest, you know, 8 kilos per plant and things like that. But I'm satisfied of harvesting my 3-4 kilo per plant with, you know, practically no labor after the day I've planted. Literally no labor after the day I've planted. I just planted it, and the only labor I have is the harvest. So this is where we're gonna go and see like the oldest vegetable bed that we planted. These are double tomatoes, and I've harvested quite a lot of tomatoes here. And you see, it's like they're crawling tomatoes, but they are everywhere. They are everywhere. Let's find a nice plot here. Let's open it. Look at this. And you know, they're so juicy and creamy. It's like, you know, there's lots that contributed to the quality. But as you can see, we're harvesting quite a lot of tomatoes actually. You see, it's not shy. So here is an example of when, you know, we were ready to cut down our quick harvest, which was the lettuce. We harvested a lot of lettuce, but you know, when it came to the point where these lettuce had passed its prime, we've cut them down, you know, we've fed them back. So the ones I've actually done a deal where I've cut 2/3 of them away and fed to the chickens, and I've left a third on the spot. I've actually cut it out. See it there? So that's the soil I've actually left a third of that lettuce there just to cover the spot. It was occupying the soil. Okay, so here we've done the weeding here as well. So when we went ahead, we've done the weeding, which was the weeding of the actual lettuce and the weeding of the actual, you know, weeds basically, as you can see here. You know, just a quick cut and drop, you see. So all of this matter here, look at all that matter there. Yeah, that's all from weed that was there. So we've opened up for our aubergines that are about to flower. So we've not interfered with any information for the aubergine with aging tomatoes and flowering weeds and things like that. What we've got here in the understory is the spinach, which has been great. You know, a lot of spinach harvest. And the great thing about these spinach is that you cut them and they grow back, you cut them and they grow back. It's like you can't get rid of them. So it's great, you know, for commercial purposes. And just now we just really want the spinach covering the soil there underneath these aubergines, the little babies. So you can see where initially we were cutting the Napier grass a little bit higher. Let me get that a little bit better there. You know, the ideal is to cut them proper low so they grow nice and, you know, just nice and fresh, new shoots, everything. But because here we're in consortium with other vegetables, I didn't want to shade them out. So, you know, we've left a good 25 centimeters to cut them high so that they wouldn't be like in the understory of all the consortium, and they had a chance, you know. So we had to, you know, do some quick cuts here. The situation is like, we've got to find the right balance between not cutting it too low and shading it out, and not leaving it too high and not shading out the vegetables. So I've been playing around with this. Obviously, once we've finished our main vegetable harvest, I'm gonna, you know, renew everything with proper low cuts. But you can see here, look at how amazing this is. Look at how amazing. And this has to do as well with the variety, with the system that we planted, but also the variety. Look at that. This was one eye. This was one Napier grass eye. And we can count how it's multiplied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can see 9 shoots from one eye. The people which developed this particular variety, they say that we can produce up to 16 shoots from one eye. So this is a real advance. Yeah, Napier grass has always been so vigorous, but this particular variety has taken to new levels. Look at this, so many shoots from one eye. So many shoots from one eye. Yeah. So this is what it's looking like. Our popcorn corn didn't turn out to be a success. Basically, a lot of the seeds weren't fertile or whatever. I don't know the kind of process that they've packaged these things in. But our popcorn corn, that, you know, if you go back to see the videos, you know, I had a whole plan to produce this popcorn corn, but it didn't work out. Yeah, and the courgettes there with some of those lost tomatoes in the middle. So it's very dense, and I'm very happy with the result, which is I need Napier grass. So we've established Napier grass through vegetable production. And if you see the amounts of Napier grass I've been cutting already to take to the animals as animal feed, you know, and if you think of that, if you had this system where all this grass you're actually feeding back to the system, it's a scary, you know, what it could become. Scary how much organic matter you will produce. Yeah, so these rockets now, they're in the limit. So yeah, we obviously love those baby rockets. So these now here are in the last harvest of them, and yeah, we're about to do the same here as we did with the lettuce. Look at how well it's established, the Napier grass. Look at how well it's established. If you haven't seen how we planted it, go back. We've in a few videos back, we've showed the process on this. So yeah, so this is ready. This is an example where it's ready to cut today. This row here, I'm ready to cut it now. It's a meter tall, and I don't want it to give negative influence over these tomatoes. And you know, it's all leaf. I don't even need to shred it. I give it to the horses without even shredding it. And it's all leaf. It's just all quality protein, fibers, and everything else. All right. So from the Agroforestry Academy crew, just a little update on that for you. Okay. Keep in touch. Share with your friends. If you like it, if you don't like it, comment about it. We've been, you know, waiting, doing this video last minute here, but there's no point waiting for the rain to go because it ain't about to go. So till next time.